Hi, I'm Steph and I'm a blogger over at simplyhomeandhealth.com. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 6 things I wish I had known at the beginning of my blogging journey. They would have saved me so much time and I would have started making money a whole lot easier. And comment down below if you'd like to see more blogging content in future. So the first thing I wish I had known at the beginning of my blogging journey, none of the courses I took specified this. This is that blog posts take about 3 months to get traction, and that is only if it is on the right topic and you have used the right keywords and if you have promoted that blog post correctly. So if I had known about this at the beginning of my blog journey, then I would have wasted less time stressing over the fact that I had 0 page views for the first 3 months. So the second thing I wish I had known before creating any blog posts was that I needed to write for the Pinterest or Google user and not about what I liked. So for the first it must have been a year of blogging, I mainly wrote about what I was excited to make and what I was thinking about before going to Pinterest and Google to see what people were actually searching for. So I did recipes on sourdough discard cakes because I love making sourdough discard cakes, but no one else really knows that you can make sourdough discard cakes, or if they could, they wouldn't use their sourdough discard for a cake, they'd just make a proper one. So I focused too much on writing about what I was passionate about and not enough time strategically writing content for what people were searching for. So don't make this mistake and save yourself a whole lot of time. Go to Pinterest and Google first and find out what people are searching for. So the next blogging thing I wish I had known earlier was that Pinterest loves list content. So by list content, 50 chicken recipes, 50 ground beef recipes. Pinterest loves those numbers. When you are searching for a particular recipe, you will see pins with those kinds of articles, and people are more likely to click on an article with that number on it. It's just some kind of psychological thing. So I wish I had known this earlier in my blogging journey. When I started doing these list articles, that was when my blog first started gaining traction. So if you are wanting to see growth in your blog traffic, then I would recommend doing content in a list format. It's just really easy to read, really easy to scroll, and it is also optimized for ads, for when you get ads, and then those articles will actually be a lot more profitable as well. So the next thing that I wish I had known at the beginning of my blogging journey, because it would have enabled me to curate my content more strategically, is that you need both evergreen and seasonal content. Now, you probably know what that means already, but I'll just go into it. So with seasonal content, you can leverage the traffic for Christmas, for fall, for Thanksgiving, for spring break, for summer. So there is increased traffic volume at these times, Valentine's Day, Easter, and you need to make sure that you have content so that you can leverage these increased traffic sources around those times. But then you also need evergreen content, because that is the kind of content that is going to drive traffic to your blog throughout the year. It's stressful to always be creating seasonal content because that's just something you always have to be on top of, whereas with evergreen content it's a little bit more passive. You create it once and it's just going to drive traffic to your blog all year round. So you need both seasonal and evergreen content if you want to ensure your traffic sources throughout the year, but also leverage that boost in traffic at different seasons. So the next thing I wish I had known at the beginning of my blogging journey, and I began in October 2022, and I wish I had known that I needed to create seasonal content 3 to 4 months in advance. So this means that if you're creating Christmas content, that needs to be made in October, so that those algorithms at B will have the time to place it, and then so that it's found its place by the time that traffic is actually searching for those keywords, so that your pin or your place in Google is actually where it needs to be, but so they can meet at the right time. I wish I had known that. I created Christmas content in December and didn't get any traffic. And so if you are wanting to generate traffic for these seasons, you need to be thinking 3 to 4 months in advance for that. Okay, the last thing I wish I had known at the beginning of my blogging journey is that you need keywords everywhere. I mean everywhere. Like, be pedantic about it, because it doesn't hurt. It has to make sense within the article, but you can also, you need to make sure that there's the keywords in your blog title, in your blog description, in the intro, in the file name for whatever images you're using, the pin file name, in the pin title, in the pin description, and in your URL. The keywords need to be everywhere. It just means that the algorithm knows what your content is about, and so it makes it an easy job for them to be able to place it within search results. I wish I had known this at the beginning of my blogging journey, because it just, like, now it's just a habit for me, whereas before I was just mucking around, calling it things that just didn't help my article to be found. So don't you do this. Make sure that you use the keywords in everything, but also use the right keywords as well. So those are the 6 things I wish I'd known at the beginning of my blogging journey. If you found this helpful, please give this a like and subscribe to see more blogging or making money online content. I'm a stay-at-home mum, so I also do motherhood and homemaking content too. So if you are keen to see videos around that, then definitely subscribe. I hope that you have a lovely week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.